doing my morning. And this soap.
The dish soap, I knew we needed the gas. I didn't know how we was getting the dish soap, but I knew we needed it because I noticed it today when Chris was over there moving shit around to try to do dishes.
Pretty sure I do. Whatever I have, I can use it and see your fucking work.
Man, again, people wonder why fucking Harley stayed with Joker.
If not, I'll send Christopher out there with scissors.
We got the $5 in my purse still, even though it's supposed to be my allowance, but
Yeah.
just saying.
It sucks because I keep using it.
Yeah, I know.
Mom, Arkham Asylum is supposed to be a mental hospital to help the people there get better. So why does Batman use it like it's a prison?
I don't know. I've never figured that one out yet.
Like, no wonder why the Joker and all the other break out like every fucking week. Or every other week. It's not a prison, it's a mental hospital. Yes, it has bars, but that's because the people there are crazy. I mean, would you want to be face to face with a mutant crocodile man without any bars to protect you? Hell, in most continuities, Killer Croc don't even have his own cell. He's in the sewers of Arkham. Just so the fucking people there are safe from him. I'm not kidding. He literally is in the sewers. You think by now that since Batman works for that Batman owns Wayne Tech, that by now he would have fucking invented a jail or some type of prison cell that could hold these dangerous criminals? So that they wouldn't just break out. And if we have the homicidal clown, aka Joker in Arkham, why isn't Batman there? Can you explain that, Mother? Because
I don't know.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe dressing up as a bat and beating the shit out of people is crazy, right?
If you ask me, yes, but
And people wonder why freaking Harley goes back. I'm like, dude, Harley has slight trace of probably daddy issues in most of her continuities, and a lot of abandonment issues. Don't you wonder why so with the manipulation that he did to her? Don't you? That's why it's just so easy for him just to bring her back after they break up or some shit, or he pushes her out the window, or out of a car, or airplane, or whatever. I'm not kidding. He literally admits in one of the movies to kicking her out of a car. It's like people forget that Joker isn't just a random psychopath. You know, he ain't like Penguin or Croc or, you know, any of. Yes, Bane's smart, but he figure out Batman is. Riddler. If you look in a fucking book, if you go to a dictionary, he would be the fucking image of smartass. Because of how smart he is. Scarecrow, he's smart, but him and Ivy are because they made chemicals and shit. Harley's smart because, well, she has to be, okay? She managed to become a psychologist. But Joker is on a different level of smart. He knows every way to break out of Arkham, every way to fuck with Batman. So, like, I hate it when people freaking forget that Joker is actually smart. And what people just think is random psychopath shit ain't random most of the time. Like in the Arkham games where he holds the mayor hostage only so he can take it to Arkham Asylum. What you looking at anyway? But you probably ain't paying attention to what I'm saying too.
Family history, and I'm halfway listening to what you're saying,
But
but
like, the Joker's smart as fuck. Yeah, the man's crazy, but who wouldn't be crazy after possible some family abuse, maybe losing your wife, not having a job to where you can't pay your bills and shit, and then falling into a bag of chemicals while probably or maybe being in the crime world already. I don't know which version of Joker I like more, to where you don't know his past, or like he's in the mob, or he was just a guy trying to help his family, or where he was abused by his family and became crazy. I really don't know which one I like the most for Joker. If I have a backstory for Joker, it would be like a mixture of it all, to where he was abused by his family, he's working for the mob, and well, by family I don't mean like his wife or whatever. I mean like parents, really. And he has a wife who dies while testing I think it's like a baby bottle warmer or something like a baby. It was something about a baby, but she died trying to test. In the movie and comic of The Killing Joke, which people count as a definitive Joker origin story. And at least they try to explain why Joker. Okay, and then but at least with Joker, they try to explain why he can go from, I'm gonna prank Batman today by tying him up to a cake that will get him stuck inside it, to, I'm gonna kill Robin. Fuck it, I'm gonna kill him. They actually explain with two separate stories. I forget what the other one was called, but the first one was the story arc, The Three Jokers, which had 3 Jokers. Turns out at the end, though, since people didn't like it, and when they wasn't liking it, they decided, you know what? There's actually only one Joker, and he just manipulated the other 2 guys to think they were Joker. I'm like, why? That ruins the whole story that you're setting up here. And then the other one, they just said that, well, he has multiple personality disorder, okay? He can be a prankster one day, a gangster the next, a mobster the other, and a crazy psychopath the next. And there's slight glimpses of normal. I realized something, that fucking 2 of the Justice League villains, not villains, of the Justice League members have their own Joker. Because, and one of them has 2 versions that are different characters. Superman has Toyman and Prankster. And the Flash has Trickster.
I don't need that.
What we need. And there, then I could actually get my replica
Mr.
katana.
Grubby is gonna have to leave shit alone anyways, because I'm likely to buy swords and start hanging them up on the
Yeah, what
walls.
you think I mean? I want a replica katana to hang on my wall.
And some of the swords may be sharp enough to cut.
Oh, like that one at Arrows? Well, that was there. That people told me not to touch. And I touched it. And then they hit it on Uncle Mike's in the room that because they thought that I wouldn't go in. I mean, I wasn't supposed to go in there to begin with. And then I had to go in there when the bat went with the sink. And Arrow's main bathroom wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I found the sword. And now I don't know where it's at anymore. Okay, that's the one thing I fucking hate.
Sand, grinder, and a polisher and one.
And then Paul and Uncle Al trying to act like that they don't know the guy who gave me those tiny little mini comics, you know.
And don't get mad because we're probably not getting money for your friend.
What friend?
At least fire.
I don't. The sun is supposed to be gone. So if that happens, then I won't have no kids.
When am I gonna be here? We'll all be dead.
Yeah. I'll be too young to
You know
die.
what? We actually have our own selves to blame. Don't we, Boo?
For polluting the earth and burning up the ozone layer. If we would have just stayed nomadic and pretty much lived off-grid lives, we would have been fine. If we would have just stayed the way God created us, to not actually live in cities and populate one space as mass populations.
I don't understand the Bible. Okay, they're complaining about how we overpopulated ourselves. But in the Bible, the people... I'm just saying that the people who complain about us overpopulating are also the people who be like, in the Bible, I'm like, well, also in the Bible it said God created women to have as many children as possible.
And also, if you actually read that Bible, it also says that a woman is supposed to have however many kids God allows her to.
Yeah. So how...
That we're not supposed to take birth control or tie our tubes like I did or anything.
You're going to have to get more out.
That we're just supposed to keep popping out them kids.
Until you can't.
And the whole reason I got my tube size is because I wasn't popping out a child every 4.5 years. And considering I wasn't on birth control trying to prevent pregnancy, in between you and your brother, I figured that's what my body was going to do to me. Oops, I almost got one that should be out of diapers before long. Time to make another one.
But like I'm saying, so caused the Ice Age to happen.
That may have caused the first. We've actually had 3 ice ages.
My point is, yeah.
I love the freaking, like, the YouTube shorts about that have God in them, and it's just him, like, playing like, bitch, I didn't even make the Bible. And he's like, why did we get rid of the dinosaurs? I miss them.
A lot of the earth and the suns and the sun and the everything's problem is actually mostly human.
And people don't believe that each Earth has their own little sun and moon. They only believe that they only have their own moons, not their own sun. I'm like, man, it would be dark 24/7 on these Earths.
And technically, they say there's only one God. Well, technically, if you believe in multiple gods, it could still fit into the Bible.
Yeah. It's just...
Because there's a God that controls space, there's a God that controls the sky, there's a God that controls the land.
Water.
Yeah, so...
Underworld.
God could have made all these other little gods that made the shit that we actually exist from, and that's how he made the earth and shit in one day.
There's a goddess of sex?
Yeah. There's goddess of fertility, too.
Did you know there are goddess and gods of fish?
Yeah, there's God and gods of snakes, too.
There's multiple gods and goddesses.
That's the same with my favorite god, and if we're going north, I think it'd be North. What
My
one?
favorite
What's
god?
Hades from? North or Greek?
Hades is Greek mythology.
From
Wanna know
Greek
my favorite
mythology, I
god?
have to say Hades because. Okay, we're not getting to Poseidon. He did too much shit. He tried to rape Medusa
Because
and then blamed her.
in Norse mythology, you don't have a king of the dead.
Oh, way off.
You don't have a god of the dead. You have a goddess, which is hell.
Well, I said no. You read something
We all
like
call it the we god. Well, down there we call it the ganja.
they just use weeby as a simpler term of saying it,
Mm-hmm.
But like Poseidon, like I'm not kidding. He literally tried to rape Medusa, and then once he couldn't, he blamed Medusa to where Athena turned Medusa into Medusa because she believed the dumbass Poseidon. And I'm not known. And most shit that he's in, he's a dumbass. He's stupid. And Zeus, well, he fucks anything. Family, non-family, animals. And also, in some versions of the story where Hades is dating his niece, it's not incest technically. Since they technically don't have DNA. They were created by like the moon and stuff like that. So, but like in a version of that story, Hades didn't kidnap his niece. Zeus sold his daughter plus Hades' niece to Hades. So I have to say that Hades is like the most chilled back person that you could freaking have to rule anything. He's just doing his job, really. Okay, Mom.
Night night, y'all.
Night.
Night.
They need a. Oops, sorry. Excuse me, I farted. But anyways, they need a fighting game where you can play as Hades. I just want a fighting game where I can beat Hades and beat the shit out of Zeus. I like the God of War games, but I want an actual game where I can play as Hades and just beat Zeus's head in. Do you know that my friends, when I was at actual school, was so confused when I explained them the actual way that Hades was in mythology and not in Disney movie way? Because the Disney movie made him a bad guy. The Disney movies made Scar a bad. When Scar technically won't be a bad guy technically because he's doing what normal lions. Only non-normal lion thing was teaming up with hyenas, but he would technically be king anyway. If you're going off of human way, since he was the firstborn.